The India versus Kuwait FIFA World Cup / AFC Asian Cup qualifier game was always going to be a must-watch one for Indian football fans. But then news broke that Sunil Chhetri would be retiring from international football after this particular match, and the encounter at the Salt Lake City Stadium in Kolkata suddenly became a much bigger affair. Not only was this a game now that would potentially determine India moving further in terms of FIFA World Cup and guaranteeing AFC Asian Cup qualification, it was also going to be the last dance of the man who's carried Indian football on his shoulders for a long time. But what exactly is the game situation going to be like? Yes, there will be a lot of focus on Chhetri, but this is a very big game for India as well. It is a must-win encounter in a qualifying campaign that has been pretty up and down for the Indian team. How so? Well, as things stand, India are second in Group A, which is the group they find themselves in. And if they win against Kuwait, then they're all but guaranteed second spot, barring a catastrophe in the final group stage game. And it is also worth noting, and this is interesting, that India have beaten Kuwait in this qualifying round already thanks to a Manveer Singh goal, this time away from home. So that was a big victory for India. Now, let's quickly take a look at the table and you'll understand why it is that this game is so important. Now, if you look at the table of Group A, Qatar are on 12 points with a goal difference of 14, which means they've qualified. The scramble now is for the second spot, where India currently are, albeit only on goal difference. India are on 4 points, as are Afghanistan, but India's superior goal difference of -3 has them in second place. Kuwait, who many expected would actually be competing against India for second spot, currently find themselves fourth with 3 points, but again, the gap is so little that could change very easily. Now, why it's so must win is because Afghanistan, well, they have a game against Qatar coming up and no one expects them. In fact, Afghanistan have their two toughest fixtures with Kuwait and Qatar coming up, and no one actually expects Afghanistan to be in the competition. It is going to be between India and Kuwait. So if India beat Kuwait, if they can defeat Kuwait in this particular instance, then it'll make things very much simpler. Why? Because they'll have 7 points, whereas Kuwait will only have 3 points with one game to go, meaning that Kuwait technically will not be able to catch them even if India lose their final game, which, to be fair, is very much a possibility given it's against Qatar. So this match in essence must win. Afghanistan may most likely not be a factor because they are most likely going to drop points against Kuwait and Qatar, which means it's still a straight shootout between India and Kuwait. So why is this important is because if they make it through to the next round, which is going to be the third round of FIFA World Cup qualifiers, then not only will they be one step closer to qualifying for the World Cup, which admittedly is a very far off dream, but they will have guaranteed their qualification in the 2027 AFC Asian Cup competition, which will again be a big deal because it will ensure that they've qualified for the last 3 competitions on the trot. But that being said, a lot of focus is going to be on Sunil Chhetri, and that is perhaps one of the reasons why he was the one facing the media going into this particular game. Now, when he was facing the media, of course, he mentioned a lot of things about his retirement and such, but he made sure to keep the focus on the game in hand. He said something which in truth should prove a rallying cry for the team. He said that, listen, I've worked 19 years for the national team and we have not been in this position. No pressure here, but we want to give everything. And it's easy to understand why Chhetri would want to actually win this game. As I said, win it. Not only does he sign off his international career on a high, he also guarantees India AFC Asian Cup qualification for 27 and potentially takes them one step closer to playing in a FIFA World Cup, even though that would be a pipe dream. Of course, all eyes will be on Chhetri, such when his superstardom when it comes to the Indian team, and the result does feel almost secondary, but it is important to keep in mind that if India want to be regularly, let's say, improving, they need to be playing against the best, and that is only going to happen in top level competition. So they need to be ensuring that besides just giving their skipper a good farewell, the focus needs to be on winning the game and ensuring that they qualify and put themselves in a good position to qualify AFC Asian Cup, because they had a pretty disastrous 2023 campaign and they'd want to put that behind them, potentially do one better and try and be in competition for getting out of the group stages. But what are you going to be keeping more of an eye on tomorrow? Is it going to be Chhetri? Is it going to be the result? Is it going to be both? Because again, that's also the right answer. Well, you can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook. Don't forget to download the Sportstech app, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we've done as well. For now, from my side though, it is goodbye.